3 times.
Wasn't done, it doesn't matter. It's supposed to be done by the board that's reviewing an application.
It didn't say that.
Anyone. Didn't say that.
I think I need to leave the board. I'll wait till I can talk to Saban.
Sorry,
You can't find it? Okay.
somewhere.
Jesse? I'd like to go through item C, discussion. Proposed site plan review application update. From the MMA, there is not any state law requiring that a particular number of members be present. Definitely, it is best if all members can be there to do the site walk in person at the same time, so they have the same information as the other members when they vote on the application. If a quorum or more are present, then the site walk is a public meeting, and under the Freedom of Information Act, which means that there needs to be advanced public notice of the site walk and an opportunity for the public to attend.
You didn't keep reading on.
Right. If a board member misses a site walk, okay, the board member should try to bring himself or herself up to speed on the site walk before voting on the application. If the site walk were videotaped by the board, it would be pretty easy for the board member to view the video, and I think that it would be a good solution in this situation. If the board knows in advance that a member might not be able to attend, it might make arrangements to videotape the site walk for that reason. If there's no video,
You're
if we
saying
don't,
one board member, if one board member misses the meeting, which it means.
if a board member, don't say one, if a board member,
Yeah.
any board member misses a meeting, if there's no video, the board member, any board member may be able to review notes of the other members, review notes from the other members that were there.
Going down, it mentions about due process rights.
Or the
and
board can
quorum.
public advise and there that, and by rebuttal by the applicant or some other interest person disregard the board of the site visit. This may work well if the applicant is simple and
Oh,
not controversial.
That was from the Sue Pilgrim. Now I know what letter you're reading from. You're not reading from the MMA manual, you're reading Sue Pilgrim's letter.
Yes, for the lawyer, legal lawyer.
Yeah, it depends on how you word something and how you're going to get the question back. I know you're smiling, but Desiree already did this to me once before where she sent out a thing to the MMA in regard to my appeal.
Right.
And told them that it was sent to the planning board, not the appeals board. The planning board is the appeals board. The website's the same. So if you word something one word differently, you'll get the result you want.
Whatever, okay.
I know what I read in the book and I'm putting it in.
Enough said. Enough said.
It's just unbelievable. Everybody wants to circumvent the law.
Item number 3, discussion. There's an application before us. You have, there's 3 items here, marked 1, 2, and 3. 1 is our existing site plan review. This one here is the one we have now. It's existing. Item number 2 is where Desiree put together a site plan review application revised. And I hope you guys have got it. And then item number 3 is where she took her revision and actually put it together in a package. If you look at it in detail, it really defines everything in detail. A lot better than what we have now in our applications. And I wanted to discuss that with you guys and see what your thoughts were, and you'd be thinking about it. That's not nothing we have to decide tonight or maybe down the road. If you look at it in detail, it makes it much more, it defines how to put application together where it's more detailed and it's not all over the board. It's not all over the place. And she did not change, if you, when you're looking at it, if you go to page 3, front of it, go 1, 2, 3, general submission information, existing conditions, and proposed development activities did not change. They stayed exactly the same.
Desiree, where was that?
I had an idea.
Yes.
You know how you said you don't like not applicable?
Yeah.
So I would be willing to create a whole other page that has, the A through Y and has a space with like a line for them to write up the reason why it's
Not applicable.
right.
Right. Yeah, I looked through this already. I got it early because I came over here. And if you go down on page 2 at the very bottom, item number 7.
Why are we changing our is this a change of our applications?
Yeah,
It's an update.
It's an update.
It includes pretty much everything. It just, after I got that abutters list, so the main thing is page 4, the last page.
Go to the last page.
So it's just a reformatting? It's
Yeah.
not-
Basically,
Content's the same?
Content's the same. There are a couple
She added
more things.
a couple more things have been added.
Right, and they're called out here in the track.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. So everything that was on the original application is there or is moved somewhere.
Is the print going to be this small?
No. This is what it would look like if it, without all the notes.
Those are just notes.
This just shows the notes of what I moved and what I did. So this would be the final product.
And if you read number 7 on the final application, it's on page 2 at the bottom.
Oh, I see. They got the fees up there.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder we're updating the application.
Well, no, the fees are on the second page of the original application.
Right, they're on top now.
So they're normally down here.
They're on
So-
top now.
So again, it just, it moves.
It's like an
the-
IRS letter.
It moves the signature to the front page. I feel like it streamlines it a little.
And then number 7 on the second page at the bottom, down there, what I didn't like when I looked at this, and I told her, is application must include the following exhibits and information. Please attach information on a separate sheet of paper or note that the item is not applicable, A, attached, or in a, not applicable. I don't like that word. I want something put in there. And she just come up with a revised thought when she was just standing here. Not applicable, don't tell us anything. Why is it not applicable? I like to have some information.
Right. So what I just told Alan was that I would be willing to do another page after page number 3 that has all the A through Y on it, put a second page that has A through Y again, but with a line giving them room to put the reason, to write out that it is attached or to write out the reason why it wouldn't be attached.
Looks like it makes it easier for you and easier for us, so.
Yeah, it flows really good.
Save on how many meetings that had to be done on.
Yeah, it really flows it flows better than the original one
I'll
does.
have to look it over. just
Oh,
to
yeah,
make sure
everybody look it over. It's just
everything's
discussion. We're discussing it. We're only discussing it. We're not making any decisions. We can't vote nothing tonight.
But my question is, with that
there. Well,
addition-
can we even vote on a change of application? Is that out?
I think we can, and I think where it has to go, just for an application. I believe it has to go from us to the Board of Selectmen.
Right.
They can do a change of forms.
Because you're only changing some wording and adding a couple things. So like, another, for instance, is on the front page in that big paragraph, it now says that you need the 11 by 17
Right.
copies. So
That's what she's asking for, too. See that there in that big paragraph?
So-
We're calling out actually the 11
The
by
only thing
17.
is, it just confuses me because I'm so used to
Yeah.
reading these.
Right,
That
right.
Now I'm reading this, it's different, that's all.
And I understand that, and I'm not trying to change everything. I did keep the original form, but another thing is, page 3, it's all on the same page. You don't have to keep flipping back and forth to see.
Right, front or back,
you
front or
know,
back. It's all
right.
on one page.
So, and that's why I said I'd be willing to put in that extra page for, the lines with the reasons and stuff.
I think that'll get you the extra information you've been wanting.
Yeah.
Right.
So we don't have to keep
It-
reviewing the same plan for
Right.
3 meetings in a
Yeah,
row.
and what it does too,
Yeah.
Gerard brought up earlier, when we was talking about that other application, is if you read the submission of application, that big paragraph here on the first page, Gerard, this big paragraph here.
Yep.
See where it says it calls out 11 by 17 drawings? Actually gives us the size we want.
Right.
And one full set in 911, which includes scale, north arrow, legends, abutters, title block. It asks for everything.
We won't have to reschedule for
And then they have to submit that by this application,
plan.
or this proposed
Like everything
application.
comes in, they need more
I'll just look it
detail.
over. I want to take some
Yeah.
time to look it over
Yeah.
before I make any decisions.
Yeah. Do what,
Is that like a boundary survey there?
Yeah.
Yeah, on my line.
That's on Mylar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is that for every application that comes through the site?
Every application that uses this has to do that.
Unless they came to a pre-application meeting and you guys decided that they didn't need, like say the project didn't need a full Mylar set.
Okay, we didn't need an actual drawing.
Places to go and get that drawing done, there's $1,500 to $2,000. And if it's a
It,
simple shoreline,
right, I would put that on a pre-application, a case-by-case for the full set.
right?
If the board feels that they don't need a Mylar,
I mean, if it's something like the shoreline zone application that we have on the table, full-size set would be nice.
right,
I understand, because this is a larger scale. When you're talking about something that's a little bit smaller scale, that's going to come to the table with
Yeah, paving.
or patio or
David's
maybe,
garage,
Right.
yeah,
that should have a full-size set. That's a complete build.
right. So, yeah. So with your blessing on that extra page, could I put it on the agenda for December 15th to get your approval?
Maybe not our approval, because the whole board will have to see it. There's only 3 of us that seen it as of right now. I don't know, well, I still, I've spoken to Andy. Andy plans on being at our next meeting.
Okay. Well,
So he'll be here,
if they pick up their packets, they'll be in there.
yeah, and then I'm sure Saban will be here.
And
So
I
we-
can, and I can email them out too.
Yeah,
I would suggest that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Send it up an email.
Yep. That way,
Jesse asked if we could take, on the first page, if we could take reviewed for completeness of the CEO out and just accept it by the CEO.
Review actually means that it was actually
He's trying to
done.
slide out.
well, the thing is
It
that
actually means it was done.
It was reviewed.
It
And the other
confuses the hell out of
actually
everybody.
means something completely different.
because they think they get it by Jesse, and then we got to say it's complete.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. My idea of completeness might not be your idea of completeness.
And he can't waive things like you guys can.
He can't what?
He can't waive items.
Right.
Yeah,
like
but
you
listen
can.
to the difference between the language.
Right.
Right. But it would be.
The difference between the language is the difference between saying he has to do his due diligence,
Well,
or he
it would
just
still
has to.
say, it would still say reviewed. It would just say reviewed and accepted.
Yeah, but reviewed is a big language.
So what happens?
Any
lawyer will tell you,
Comes here, and
language
you guys-
is there for a
You guys
reason.
find one thing to pick apart. Rightfully so, for the planning board. And you say it's not complete. Well, I just signed this saying it's complete.
Yeah, I know.
And, yeah.
To get them to you guys.
Right.
So it isn't a completeness on my end.
And the applicant gets
It's a
all
completeness on the
brandly out
board.
there in the audience.
Well, you look at the applications before we do. You decide whether they're complete or not, then pass on the
Complete or
recommendations to
not.
the board.
Right?
So-
And
And then
then you
it's
guys
up to- and then
say
it-
it's not complete.
And then it's up to us to make a determination.
right, but you can see where Jesse, if I go to Jesse with a plan, and he says, yeah, it's complete.
Right.
Because that's what, it's signed off as complete, he brings it to us, we say, oh, you're missing this one thing. I said, well, Jesse already told me it's complete, so now I'm mad at Jesse.
I've got 2 heads.
Right.
Well,
So-
here's the thing, so in the last 10 years, I'd say, every different planning board that we've had, every application, almost every application that's hit in front of them hasn't been complete. Because
So what he wants to change to what?
To take out complete and just that the
Accepted.
CEO reviewed and accepted the application.
I don't like the,
Reviewed and accepted.
I don't like the language change.
Okay. That's good for discussion, absolutely. Good.
We're changing an awful lot. It's getting a little frightening.
Reviewed.
We're violating our bylaws. We don't think the comprehensive plan means anything.
Okay. I think we went far enough tonight. I think we've gone far enough tonight. Can I have a motion to close the meeting?
So moved.
Second by me. All in favor, right hand. Thank you.
Don't go anywhere, please.
You know, I had enough for tonight. I hope you